Today I want to talk to you about some of the books that I've already finished in my challenge 10 before the end. If you missed the intro to that challenge, I'm going to have it on the top of the screen and in the description box down below. Now, I put there more than 10 books, but my goal is to finish at least 10 of them, and I already finished 5. Now, in this video, I'm just gonna update you on how I'm doing with that goal. So if you want more information about these books, just open the description box down below and click on the video that you're interested in if you want more information about any of these books. Now, the first book that I finished from this list was Sharp Objects by Gillian Flynn. I have a full review. I gave it a 1 star, and this is going to be into my unhaul pile. I've been debating between 1 and a 2 star because I do really like the writing style, but it was a very dark book that portrayed little girls in a light that I don't want to see them through. And I understand that this is a work of fiction and this is not based on real characters, but most of the books is centered about how adults consider young girls to behave and why they behave that way, the need of power, the need to be on top. And I just really don't believe that is what's happening everywhere. Is there somebody out there that is really struggling and going through this situation, at least being over sexualized the way that these girls were over sexualized? It felt bad, it felt wrong. This is an older book, so it may not fly today if this was a new release, but I think that at the time it was seen under a different light. But this is something that unfortunately we're seeing it in the news more and more. And it's not about the case itself of missing girls, but the way that they are over-sexualized in this book. The next one is The Book of Witching by C.J. Cooke. This is the first C.J. Cooke I read, and I am super excited because I think that her writing is not only beautiful, the way that it's written, but it's so smart, and in this case is told in a double timeline. But let me explain what this is about. The story opens with this young girl who went hiking with her boyfriend and her friend to this island, and we don't know why. We know that she went hiking, but eventually we know that they find her body and she's still alive, but she's burned horribly and she needs to be put in a coma. So her mom gets a call and says, your daughter is here at the hospital. And then we open with this that I think 300 years earlier. I can't remember. I did not bring the book with me. But basically with this woman that is accused of witchcraft. So we're going to talk about both of their lives so many years apart, but how in the end they come together. So I will have a full review of this book soon, probably next week it will be up. The next book I finish is Things We Do in the Dark by Jennifer Hillier. Now this, I didn't feel like it was a thriller. It was more of a mystery, but at the same time there's a lot of drama. I will have a full review coming up soon, but let me tell you the premise. This is a younger woman that is found in this bathroom by the police with her husband being in the tub dead and her holding the possible murder weapon. She was younger, her husband was older, he was very rich, and she's not looking very innocent at this point. Now, like I said, I did finish it and I will have a full review with all my thoughts, so that video coming up soon. Now, I had a 1-star review and it's already up, so I'll have a link in the description box down below and probably somewhere in the cards. And this is The Business Trip by Jessie Garcia. This book, I did not like the writing, and because of that, it's impossible for me to recommend it to anybody. That's why it's a 1-star book. Thought that overall, it just couldn't stay on topic and it lost me along the way, and I found myself skimming the pages because of so much information that really wasn't relevant to the story. So I'm glad I did finish it and that I got it out of my TBR, because sometimes I continue to add books there that sound amazing and I never get to them. but unfortunately this one was not for me. Now lastly, I want to talk about The Parents Weekend, or this is called Parents Weekend by Alex Finley. You guys know I love Alex Finley. I love his books. If you want recommendations, I'll have a few videos in the description box down below, and I'll tell you where to start. But this was a 5-star book. Well, I rated it 4.5, but I always round up when I do it on Goodreads, or when I review on Goodreads, because I feel like it deserves it. But I just had a couple of things that I didn't enjoy because they were kind of juvenile or young for me. But 95% of this book was amazing. It kept me reading. I read this book so fast, and short chapters, intriguing ending of each chapter, multiple POVs. That's what really scratches my itch in my brain. And just an amazing book. You have to check out that review if you haven't. Again, link down below. Now, as far as the books I still have in this challenge, well, the physical ones, let's start with that. I have The Measure by Nikki Erlich, and like I said, I'm into these books already. It's not that I have to start from the beginning, but that's the first one. Then I have A Flicker in the Dark by Stacy Willingham. I am I think 100 page into that book, but it's not done yet. I also have Listen for the Lie by Amy Tintera, and I think I'm over 100 pages into this one, but still not done. Beast of Extraordinary Circumstance. This one, I think I'm only 60 pages into it, but it's more of a fantasy, and I really have to be in the mood for it, but it's still there in this list. Wonder State. It's another fantasy thriller mystery that I'm really excited to get to. And then I have 2 early copies on NetGalley, and they are The Last Room on the Left and Witness 8 by Steve Kavanaugh. So those are the books that I still have here. If I can finish 5 before the end of December, it's gonna be amazing, and be really happy that I finished those 10 books. I mean, as I said in the intro of this challenge, these are books that I already started. Like, I have a good head start on each one of them. However, because I'm into these books, for whatever reason, I put them aside because I'm like, well, that's a safe choice. You know, whenever I need to read something engaging, I'll go back to that, and I don't finish it. And that's how my brain works. Nobody can understand it. So anyway, let me know how you're doing. Have you started your Finish 10 by the end? Is it too late to start for you? Let me know what you have on that list if you do have one, and I'll see you guys next time.